Hi, Ujjwal. This is Amulya from Unacademy. Your audio is connected?
Yeah, I'm connected. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see you. Please switch on your screen. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Hi, Ujjwal. Please sit down.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, Ujjwal.
Hello, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
You're fine. Looking very damn smart. Wonderful to see to you. So, Ujjwal Bahare. Bahare is your title?
Yes, sir.
Surname. What does it mean?
So basically, it's the surname that is being carried by my grandfather. So it's exactly, I don't actually know the meaning of the surname, but it's has something to do with the growth in our family.
There is certain audio problem, vibration from your side, I feel.
Okay. Is it okay now, sir?
Now it is okay. Okay. So you are from Kanpur?
Yes, sir.
So are you comfortable in Hindi or English?
I'm comfortable in both actually. So I have been schooling in English.
Specifically, you have cited Hindi kind of things too. That is the reason I asked you. Okay. So, Ujjwal, your hobby is fiction, novel, painting, cooking. So many things are, you can say, combined together, isn't it?
Yes, everything provides a different sort of outreach to. As in cooking, you get an instant gratification. You cook and you eat and
Cook and
see something being created.
So, painting. So, what is the significant part of painting? Significant part of painting. What is significant part of painting? Or especially a certain part of painting is also sketching.
Yes.
Painting and sketching. And it is supposed to be the genius people like Sudhir Dar and Sudhir Talang, all of them were cartoonists, sketcher. So what is the major part of this sketching and painting? So painting is impressive, painting is message blower, or you can say sketching is message blower. What exactly? How you can proceed regarding painting and sketching?
So both painting and sketching have their own personalities that they bring out. So when you sketch, you are projecting what is the thing going on in your mind, the things that cannot be actually expressed in words. And when you sketch it, they paint a.
Still yours. Yes.
Okay, let me put it closer. So basically, when you sketch, you are able to put your thoughts on the paper, the ones that are not you are not able to put into words, and when you paint, you put the colors into it. It gives you the different dimensions that might not be visible when you put on simple black and white thing. And whereas in color, they also put on more emotions to your ability to convey.
So two things are with you. One is a sketching, another one is painting. One is the sketching of Narendra Damodar Modi, and another one is Amit Shah. Another one is the painting of both Narendra Damodar Modi and you can say the painting of Amit Shah, which would be more, you can say, message blowing, message communicative, which should be more, you can say, communicating part to the country or to the people.
So I think the painting communicates a better picture because other than the expressions that are actually present in these sketches, the painting also through the colors also tell you about the mood of the person that is there and also the what is being tried to convey. And a colorful painting most of the time brings the joy to the person.
So what is criticality regarding the both? I mean to say that, listen to me carefully. What is the criticality regarding that? So one is, you can say, cartoonist, they used to sketch, and another one is a painter, they used to design and paint the through like that. So what exactly is the purpose regarding that one? Which is more impressive, which is more communicative, and which is more going to communicate to the voice populi. That is what voice of the people that appears in the newspaper, normally in the cartoons.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is my point. That is my point.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
So in reference to the sketches that the cartoonists put forward, they are actually they've sent more messages about what is actually happening in our society and how the satires that they tend to communicate what is actually happening in the society and how the government is doing about it, what the people think about what the government is doing. It's more of a social communication, social messaging, whereas a painting is more about the ethics and about it becomes a more person specific.
So does the cartoon of President of India can be designed? President of
So,
India, cartoon of President of India can be, you can say, put before this newspaper and all.
so according to me, as Constitution does gives us the right to freely express ourselves, and if expressed while respecting the post and the dignity of the person that has been present there, it can be. And
No, no, not at all. You should have to note it down. It should be, you can say, against the moral code of conduct, and it is against the constitutional law. By the way, one question I'm going to cite regarding this one. What is the number plate of the President of India car used by the President of India? And what is the number plate used by the Prime Minister of India? No idea. Number plates of governors of India or the chief ministers of the state, governors of the states and the chief minister of the states.
I actually haven't given any thought
You
about
haven't,
it.
you haven't seen like that. Another thing, switch to the another part over there. There is a fresco painting. Have you idea about the fresco painting and seco
I think
painting?
I think I have heard about it. Something connected to I think the Ajanta cave, the painting that
Yes,
have
yes,
been
yes,
in the.
yes. Absolutely fine. Absolutely. What is that? What is fresco painting?
So I think in fresco painting, what they do is they use the colors using the natural colors using the stones and
Please again do the noise.
okay,
It is
okay,
noisy.
okay.
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 So basically in fresco painting, they take on the using the stones they use to create a natural colors like red and yellow, and they put it they put it on the walls and allow it to dry, and and as it dries it gets actually mixed up in the material of the wall and becomes a part of the wall itself.
What is the
So
theme? What is the theme of Ajanta painting? Theme. I am going to ask theme. Theme of Ajanta painting. Theme.
so
Do you know theme?
yeah, I have actually read about it, so I think I can answer that.
Yes,
So
please.
most of the Ajanta paintings are based on Buddhist ideology. So
No,
they
no,
have
no, 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 no Buddhist ideology. You please rectify it. It
okay,
is Jatak Katha of birth story
okay,
of
okay, yeah, yeah,
Jatak Katha.
Jataka, yeah, yeah, that's
So,
more
so,
specific. Yes, yes.
so okay. Another thing regarding this, that you have opted Indian Defense Services, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
Recently, according to the Atmanirbhar Bharat, India signed several significant deals with the country. So tell me about the countries where the defense deal were signed with the major countries under the Atmanirbhar Bharat. Could you remember it?
So,
Atmanirbhar Bharat, yes.
yeah, yeah. So as a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat, I think recently we have signed a deal about manufacturing of assault rifles with
From which country? I want
Russia.
to.
Uh, with Russia, it's I think AK-74. I'm sorry.
With
I
both
cannot.
Russia and America. You have to
Okay.
vote both Russia and America. And the assault rifle, that is, what is that?
I think it's AK-74.
No, AK 300 meters,
Okay. Okay.
and the range is 2 point, you can say, the weight is what you can say 2.5 kg or 2 kg, and the ranges are 300. Could you tell me about the top 10 lethal weapon under this program over there? Could you tell me 10 lethal weapon for the Indian Defense Services that is designed, developed by you, the organization where you are going to join over there? You have been called
Okay.
for the interview. Could you tell me?
So the lethal weapon, do they include actually the missiles and all technologies
I
or just
wanted to
the
know
support?
particularly few names.
Okay. Okay, so basically DRDO has been involved in involved in manufacturing of missiles. So the Agni is our surface-to-surface missile that is there.
It is now away from this part of it.
Okay, okay, okay.
Now recent top 10s, top 5, you can say top 5.
Actually, sir,
No
I
idea.
had
No idea.
no idea about.
So cooking, okay. What is your
Okay.
cooking? What is the specific about your cooking? You can say part of it. What is the specific?
So basically, when I joined my job, I was alone at my home. So as a part of, say, a normal survival, I took up cooking. But as I went on cooking, as I went on trying different dishes, uh, as I went on trying different dishes, I realized the amount of joy that I get about taking
Okay,
taking something
fine,
from raw material
fine,
and going to.
fine. A very simple question I am going to ask to you. Why the shape of the breads? रोटी समझते हो ना? पूरी
Yes, sir.
दुनिया में इसका शेप गोल ही क्यों होता है? जबकि परोठे सुना है ना?
जी जी
परोठे 4 कोने भी होते हैं, 3 कोने भी होते हैं नहीं होते हैं, है ना?
Yes,
What
sir.
are
Yes,
the
sir.
reasons behind that? The breads are, you can say, cooking, you can say roll as a circular. What are the reasons behind that?
So I think the reason behind the when we cook chapati is round because easier to as in the heat is easier to go around it, whereas in paratha you have to it's in layers, so you have to actually like
So paratha is cooked with the support of, it is either ghee, either
yeah,
butter.
yeah, so
But so far bread are concerned, roti is concerned, it is
it without
without
any
the support of what we can say the bread or what we can say
oil.
ghee. So why it is always round in shape globally? Why?
No idea, sir.
No idea. It is the you are a man of science. It is a completely scientific question.
Okay, okay.
I am giving you the clue also. It is complete science and scientific question also.
So basically, when the roti is kept round, because so that the heat can travel, the it can be cooked equally from all the direction. Whereas when you in paratha, when you apply the oil, you apply it from the side. So
Please you put your sound a bit sound. Yes.
okay. So
Again
where
try. It is a very simple and scientific question. You have to think it over. So simple thing is that when you keep the dough and you will roll it, it will, what we can say, it will distributed in equal direction and it go for the cook, it will, you can say fully वो पूरी तरह से फूलेगा और पक जाएगा. These are the simple things.
okay.
And for, you can say paratha, and that the shapes are not, you can say, equally distributed. That is the reason why it is supported by part of that. Okay, over to Sudhakar Rao.
Hi, Ujjwal.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. Today is January 11th. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And tomorrow is January 12th. So that is also yes.
Yes.
What is the significance of January 12th?
So January 12th is the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda, and it's been celebrated as an International Youth Day. So that is
International?
Youth Day. So it's a very important day for India.
Swami Vivekananda lived for how many years? He's an icon of youth, right?
Yes.
So he must have died young.
Yes. Yeah, relatively young. So I think he lived to like 36 to 40 years, as in he hasn't crossed the 40 years.
Right. Good. So you studied from a prestigious institute called IIT Bombay, right?
Yes.
And you have also had the privilege of doing internships in DRDO as well as HLL. again, one is a highly prestigious company in the defense sector, in government, and the other one in the private space that's highly prestigious and an MNC. Okay. Can you briefly tell me what did you do in DRDL or DRDO and at HLL?
Okay. So in DRDO, I joined as a research intern where I had to work on the finite element analysis of the composite high friction grip joints that they were doing. A part of it was actually recently inaugurated in the Defense Expo in 2020. So there's a composite bridge that can be used for traveling through the with a very lightweight. So that was a part of it, the high friction grip joints. I was doing the ANSYS analysis for it. Whereas in Hindustan Unilever Limited, I was working with a stamping machine, which was used in the manufacturing of the soap. The soap size that you get, the stamping machine, I have to work on the automation part of it. Currently, it works on the cam and follower mechanism where it lifts up the billet and stamps it. So I have to work on the proof of concept whether it could be replaced by a servo, so that the physical interaction is limited. So,
was it complete?
So the proof of concept part was done a year later in Bombay. They actually tried it and now they are looking to implement it.
Okay. Okay. And Deutsche CIB, what was your work?
So at Deutsche Bank, I was working as an analyst and supporting the non-deliverable forward traders in the London, as in all over the world, London, New York, and Singapore. Those were our main offices. So as an analyst, my job was to keep record of all the trades that my traders are doing, get them a day-to-day update, and also come up with the trade ideas that could actually help them to do a better long-term trades, if any.
Was your role more of an advisory? Were you interacting with the clients?
No, not clients. So basically, I was in forward exchange. So my most of the interaction was with the traders only. And at initial stage, it was more of a day-to-day work, the P&L reporting and more the trades are coming trades. And as I got more understanding, 6-7 months down the line, they were able to give me projects to make presentations for our clients and also for our higher ups, so that they could see how the business is going and where are the areas we could expand. So that was a part of it, to how to present the information and at the same time contribute, if any.
Okay. How long you worked there?
So in Deutsche Bank, I was there for about 15 months.
15 months. That's a decent time.
Yes.
To actually see the results and all. So your performance was measured on what parameters in Deutsche Bank?
So my performance was basically measured on how satisfied my traders work with the daily day-to-day work, and at the same time the task that they used to give me. So basically at that time there was a new software that was coming out, Tableau, which is used for presentation, and I got the privilege to be the first in my team to actually work on it and present grand scale presentations to at the level of even the CEOs of the company. So that was one of the key projects that actually defined my stint at Deutsche Bank.
Okay, good. In hindsight, do you think this work could have been done by any other graduate also, and not necessarily from IIT Bombay?
In the hindsight, maybe yes, because it does require me to go from bottom to understand everything. But as an IIT, during my stint at IIT, I had been exposed to various softwares, the various coding languages like SQL, and working on different computer programs. So it did give me an edge. So maybe saving a little bit of time and more easy understanding of the software, but yes, it wasn't something that required only an IIT person.
Okay, good. Good. So you're in which city right now?
So I am currently in Kanpur. It's my hometown only.
You're in Kanpur. Okay. While you were in Bombay, at the traffic junctions, did you notice IIT Bombay is in Powai, right?
Yes.
In Powai, or at traffic junctions, or anywhere in Bombay at traffic junctions, on your way towards Bandra Kurla Link Road also, okay, anywhere probably nearest to your place, you could have noticed transgenders. Did you notice?
Yeah, there were instances where we came across them.
They were
Mostly
there,
at the traffic
right?
signals, as you correctly mentioned.
They were there, right?
Yeah.
Now, in the evolving society, more and more discussion is taking place about the alternate gender. One of them is transgender. Okay, there's an openness to talk about it. Marriages among them, union among them, government helping them in terms of legislation, and so on and so forth. So there's a greater talk about that. Did you encounter any embarrassing situation with respect to transgenders in your life at any stage?
Not that embarrassing, as in there were instances where we were at a signal and they used to come and ask us for money. So I think that was something that has become normal to me. So I don't recall any embarrassing situation where I was embarrassed or I did something to embarrass the other person.
Yes.
So I'm fortunate that way.
Yes. There's a term for these people. What is that term? It's a group. We categorize all these alternative genders people into one category. What is that category called world over?
LGBTQ.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, you're right. Explain that.
The LGBTQ plus.
What is Q plus? Okay, what is, explain LGBTQQ.
Okay. So LGBT is the lesbian, where the two females are in relationship with each other. The gays goes from male. For the bisexuals, those who identify themselves that they can be in relationship with both. The transgenders are the persons who do not identify themselves with the sex that has been appointed that at birth. The queer, I think, are people who like to dress differently.
Correct. Q stands for queer. Queer or questioning. They question what they were given with. Okay.
And plus, I think stands for any person who doesn't identify even with these groups and maybe males and females, and they have their own identity. Am I right in assuming that?
No problem. You're right in the sense that it is now it's now gone to expanding the category of LGBTQIP2SAA.
Okay.
So it is lesbians, gay, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, pansex, two-spirit. Two stands for two-spirit, 2S. And AA stands for androgynous or anti-sexual. Asexual.
Asexual.
So why are we talking about this? You have any idea, Ujjwal, why did I bring up this topic?
No, in current knowledge, I don't have any idea, but it's a good topic to talk about as in a society.
Yes, increasingly, we need to be conscious as leaders in our team. We will have people who are having alternative mindsets, alternative bodies. People are different. Society is plural. They may come from different religion, different caste, different background. Similarly, they may have different gender, different orientation, different sexual preferences. We should not discriminate people based on what they like and what they would like to be. As a leader, we will have to accommodate everyone and make sure that we take it as a normal part of our life. So you as a leader of top 2% of the profession that you're going to join in should be conscious that there are so many varieties of people and we should be sensitive to all of them. So that is the reason why we are talking about it. Understand your levels of awareness, how much you notice in the society around. These things can happen to our family members also. This thing could happen to a near and dear, even in the second circle of your family and known people and all. We need to take it as nature. We need to accept it as nature, and we should not look at it as taboo. That's the reason we are talking about. At the highest levels of decision making and leadership in this country, we should talk and be sensitive about it. We should not treat it as a taboo. That's why we're talking about. There is a movie by the name Chandigarh Kare Ashki.
Yeah. So I heard of it.
You should go and watch that. Okay, right. What is common between fiction novels, in a sense, some novels, painting, and cooking? What is common to these three?
So basically, in fiction novels, you let your fantasy run wild. When you read, you start imagining things that this is how the rooms looks like, this is how it's saying. Painting, you are able to put these emotions uh, in your lines and the strokes. And in cooking, you again start using your imagination to see how taste would be different if I use this, if I cook a little bit at a higher temperature. So it allows you to different avenues to let your mind go free.
Sorry for this one. So could you let me know about the specific about the Mona Lisa painting? Specific about Mona Lisa painting by Leonardo da Vinci.
So the Mona Lisa painting, the specific thing that I have heard or read on internet, it's basically.
You didn't see.
No, I didn't get an opportunity to see. As in, I have seen in the pictures, but not the real thing is quite different.
What you have heard regarding?
So basically, people do say that when you look at it at a different angles, you get see a different the way her face is being the faces go. So it shows you how differently you can see a person when you look at this painting at a different angle. So and that is something Leonardo sir did at that level.
The major specific thing is that from any angle, if you see that image, it seems to be that she is watching to you, or that is the eye contact with you.
The eye contact remains same.
It is the basic feature of this thing. Okay, go ahead, please.
So my next question is, see, I was talking about novels, cooking, and painting. This is a creative expression whose results can be seen immediately. It is something akin to your birthing process. You generate a few characters in novel. It's as good as giving birth. Similarly, in painting, your creative expression finds a lot of characters, and that can be seen for ages and ages to come sometimes. Okay, and cooking is one of the most wholesome creative processes, extremely gratifying, as you mentioned in the beginning. The fourth one we can add to is gardening process, where you grow flowers and plants and vegetables, and then you can see them bearing fruits or flowers in front of your eyes, and so that gives you a wholesome experience. And the other one is teaching. Teaching also is very close and be part of this category. So my question to you is, the glass painting that we see in Udaipur on palaces, that's called inlay painting. You're aware of glass inlay painting?
Not the exact terminology, but maybe if I see it once. I have, as a glass painting, if is it similar to the one that we see in churches or?
Yes.
So then I'm familiar with that. The enamel painting, I think.
Full glass, color glassing is different from glass painting. Small pieces of glasses are painted and stuck to the walls. It's a highly laborious and detailed process. It's a fineness, highest level of fineness in artistry. So this is largely visible in Udaipur palaces. I'm sure it is available in other palaces also, but in Udaipur it is exquisite. So my question is, this glass inlay painting, is it a Mughlai influence or it is basically an Indian origin?
So glass painting, mostly it is, so it started in Egypt, and the work with the glass and the glass painting that you have mentioned, it is mostly European influence, where you see in churches the stories of Bibles and all. They used to put it. That is what I have learned and as I have seen, and this has as through Egypt it has traveled to India, and through it has found different expression. But saying it indigenous Indian or Mughlai, it's not correct. It's more for Egyptian, and it comes from European, as in that's where it has been made a lot famous.
Okay. Very good. What is your favorite novel that you read recently?
So recently I tried actually something different. So I read The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. So that is quite different from what I usually read. So it was a short novel, but quite a tale he told me, and then I realized why it has been so praised in by different people. So that was quite something.
Give us a glimpse of what story and what message it is giving us.
So basically, Old Man in a Sea is about a fisherman in Cuba where he's an old man and he cannot now used to be what he used to be in his youth. And there's a 84 days drought where he has not been able to catch a fish, and then goes on a journey on a boat to catch a fish, and then he catches one of the biggest fishes that anyone could ever catch. But now the issue is he's an old man, he doesn't have the strength, and the fish like him is big, and uh, and as the time goes on, he started seeing himself in the fish, how it's struggling, how it starts to get back, and at the like towards the end of the novel, when he does catch it, and now he's so far off from the shore, he now has to make an effort to come back. And during this efforts, he gets attacked by a lot of sharks, and the fish that was his pride that he has actually caught and developed an human relationship with it is now lost to the meat is lost, but one could see the skeleton attached to it. And when he comes back, the people see the skeleton of the fish and they see the old man. So during the journey, the fisherman actually develops a humane relationship, can actually see why it is struggling, can actually see actually talks to it about how the life is, how he goes on praying, how he should ration himself. So it takes you on a very interesting journey of a person who is all alone and going out to sea. It does have compares to what we see in life.
Okay, good. That's good. It's very interesting, right?
Yeah, it's very interesting.
It is very, very interesting. Okay. Did you happen to read the novels written by Chetan Bhagat in India?
Yeah, during my class 11, 12 when they were actually famous. So I did read the Two States, and I think 5 point some Two States was primarily that I read. So a good start for an Indian.
If you were to give marks to Chetan Bhagat on a 4-point scale, how many marks you would give?
Around 2.5, 3. Around 2.5, 3, because I was able to relate with all the customs and all in that. So that was really a good thing.
Very good. See, IIT Bombay is known for very good entrepreneurial spirit. Your ESE is amazing. Some of the projects and some of the orientation that is done by IIT Bombay is phenomenal. I am aware of it. I am in touch with IIT Bombay regularly. Why have you not taken the route of entrepreneurship? Instead, you have chosen engineering services. So why not entrepreneurship and why engineering service? These are two questions. These are my last set of questions. You can answer that.
So entrepreneurship is an interesting field, and you do get to have your ideas. But as an entrepreneur, you actually it also depends upon the team that you have, the people that you come in connect with. So as in, I won't say entrepreneurship, but I did get a chance to be part of a project, something done by our Sitara team, the Center for Technological Alternatives in Rural Areas. So there we came up with a solar Urja lamp that was used. So it was through that project when I worked, and I had 2 visits to the villages where I see the people. It was the project was based on how the locals will only assemble the lamp, they will distribute it, and they will also repair it. So it was here when I realized that entrepreneurship is good, but I wanted to be part of something where I was on ground, mostly in rural areas where the people actually need the technology, and actually at the same time work with them, have the connection with them, have the managerial skills to work with them. So that was the way when I drifted a bit towards the engineering services, which provides me both the things to apply my technical skills and at the same time to work with the people on ground and see the implementation thing. So
No. In entrepreneurship, you will work with the people on the ground, and also you're coupled with a great deal of freedom to pursue your dreams and create what you would like to. It is in line with your creative expression, like cooking or painting or writing a novel. Creating an organization is a great birthing experience in itself. People who have this passion and the willingness to be Atmanirbhar, they definitely go for entrepreneurship, and they work with people at the grassroots levels. Yes, you scale it up, then you work with various markets, either at a rural or suburban or urban level, depending on your product category. Well, IES definitely gives you an experience and exposure to working with government supported organizations. So can I draw the inference that you are less risk taking and more compliant? So that's the reason you have gone for IES and not entrepreneurship?
So that could be a conclusion, but no, I won't say I would be a less risk taking, because when you apply for engineering services and you give up your career for put a stop to this, so it's a part of a risk. But as an entrepreneur, as I said, there has to be a team that you trust and you come up with the people. So I didn't have any opportunity, I would say, to do an entrepreneur work. But as you mentioned correctly, even in IES, the working are same, and in entrepreneurship, you get a lot of more freedom to do that. But in a government supported structure, I think I would be able to do much better based on my capabilities of doing things. I don't think entrepreneurship might be the best way for me to go, knowing myself. That is something I haven't given a lot
If
of
you were
thought.
to learn driving on a car, you would drive it on your car or you would drive it on a learner's car. Say driving school will give you a car, so you drive there, and then after becoming perfect, you will go back to your own car. Isn't that?
That is the general trend, but I did learn driving on my car only. So, but yes, I do agree that. So yes, it could be seen as that. While working in a government, you do learn. So actually, many of the entrepreneurs that I have actually heard have actually worked in the government, learned about the different things, and did go on becoming great entrepreneurs itself. So that is something that is.
Yes. See, probably there is red tape. There is career mobility being very slow in government. There are several people who have to approve. You have to go by the policies. You have to be compliant with the government rules and regulations. Whereas if it is your own organization, you don't have these strings attached, and you can surge ahead and create new products that help the society. I know you want to help the society, you want to be in this country, but you can do this through entrepreneurship as well. But if you are a leader, if you are a great guy, you will definitely attract people like you around yourself. Only leaders can attract good leaders, right?
Yeah.
Then that becomes a team, and that team is important for your entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial ventures. So if you're that is scenario one. Scenario two, assume that you're not a leader, then you will not do well even in government supported institutions like IES divisions. You will just go by the rules, the incentive structure and the pay structure is decided by the government. There's hardly anything for you to do. You will only be someone who will put the trains on time. You are not someone who is going to enhance the why of the journey, why people are traveling, the purpose of the journey. Those things you have no say on. All you are is a station master who will put trains on time. 8 a.m. train number 1, 8:15 train number 2, 8:30 train number 3. Is this country producing IITians to put trains on time or do something better?
No, sir, to do something better. But what I also believe, the reason the more people should come up and join IAS and IAS, because just because you don't have the freedom, just because you don't have the proper structure to do the things, it doesn't mean that because I am fortunate enough to, if I can go to the private sector. But think of a person who is who is in the system, the poor person who doesn't have the opportunity to change the system. But if we can go there and do change the system a little by little. I'm not saying bringing up a revolution, but a little by little, if you could do it, you can also streamline a function. Here I actually think about an example of a person of a DM in Kerala where he made a village, he made a small town, first hunger-free town in India. So, so you might not get a lot to do, but with little and little, you can make small changes and make this system more conducive. Maybe down a decade, where a person when sees an ESEL and IIT Bombay and he sees an IAS service, maybe he says, no, not much a difference. I can actually work with a more mobility. So it's the people like us who, when come into the government, then only things will change. But if we say कि काम नहीं है, ये नहीं है, so it becomes a more of an excuse than actually trying to do hard and maybe tweak it a bit, so it works in our favor.
Very good, very good. Why black tie?
Actually, it's a blue tie. It's all because of the color. It's a blue tie. It's a blue suit.
Why solid shade? Why solid? Solid is single color.
Yeah.
Why?
I guess it's more formal, more elegant when you interact with dignitaries. It's good.
Good. Thank you. Over to Mr. Kulkarni.
Yeah, Ujjwal.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Your hobby is cooking.
Yeah, yes.
Very good. So, I want to ask you one question. Like you prepare roti?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Why you sprinkle wheat flour on the roti that you prepare, and before putting it on pan?
So
you sprinkle wheat
yeah,
flour?
we sprinkle like
Why?
dry flour on it, so it doesn't get stuck to the tawa because the roti in itself is a little damp because of you mix in water, and when it comes in contact with the tawa because of heating, it gets stuck to the tawa. So you sprinkle some there, so there's no direct contact of the roti and the tawa.
Is there any concept of thermal contact resistance?
I haven't looked at it that way, but yes, you can say that there is a thermal contact resistance being involved so that more heat is generated.
If you don't sprinkle directly, if it comes in contact with the pan, the temperatures are so high, it becomes black. You know, if there is, if you sprinkle flour, wheat flour, so the temperature drops, the contact resistance will be high so that it will not become black.
Right. Okay.
Great. Very good. Why fins are used?
So basically, fins are used in order to dissipate heat much quicker than if not used from the surfaces, and also it helps us to overcome the constraints of the spaces. So the rate of heat dissipation is much faster in the system when we use it.
Okay, right. What are the different cases that you study under fins?
So the two major cases that we study under fins. So one is when there is a fin of an infinite length. So it is assumed that the length of the fin is much more than the diameter of the parameter of the fin.
Do you think like if I keep a fin very long, would it be very effective?
Give me a sec.
Yeah, sure, please.
It won't be as effective, but again, given the constraints of the space, you have to do that. If there's no space available,
there is no constraint now. There is no constraint. You are at liberty to go for whatever the length you want. So, will I be going for a very longer fin? Will that be good, or like I prefer not so longer fin but short fin? So what would happen if I increase the length?
So as you increase the length, there will be a more material for the heat to be conducted. Actually, sir, I don't think.
Let me give you a clue. Yeah. So if I increase the length of the fin through the cross section, as conduction is taking place, the temperature is dropping along the length.
Yes, sir.
So when the temperature is dropping along the length, it has to transfer that heat to the surroundings. So along the length, as the temperature is decreasing, later parts of the fin, the temperature may, if it is very long, it may reach that of the surroundings.
And no convection will take place.
There is no convection at all. So there is no point in
utility.
Yeah, absolutely. You also study one case, insulated tip.
Yes.
You study insulated tip, correct?
Yeah.
Fin with insulated tip. You remember?
Yes, I do remember.
Yeah. Okay. There is one case, fin with insulated tip. You tell me what is the purpose of a fin?
The purpose of a fin with an insulated tip.
No. What is
normal
the
purpose.
basic? Forget about insulated tip. What is the prime purpose, or what is the main aim of using fins?
Increasing the rate of heat transfer from the object.
If you want to increase the heat transfer, why the fin is to be insulated? Your purpose is to increase the heat transfer, to dissipate more amount of heat.
Yes.
If you insulate it, and where is the question of transfer of heat?
Okay.
Hope you understood. You studied that case.
Yeah. So when you insulate the tip, though, basically you are allowing the heat not to escape from the tip of the fin. So at that point, the heat that is being generated in the fin is
oh my goodness, heat is not generated in the fin. It is transferred. Kindly don't use the word generated in the fin. If fin is used, look at carefully. You have not gone through assumptions properly. So whatever you are adding to the base area, when it is added to the base area, whatever the heat is entering at the base, that should be transferred. There is no question of generation of heat in the fin. Kindly take back that statement. Okay? Chalo, aap bataiye.
So basically, when the heat is transferred to the fin and the tip heat is transferred to the fin and its tip is insulated. So as you mentioned, the fin itself, the temperature will be higher and it will be able to lose heat by convection more easily to the surrounding.
So you mean to say that fins are insulated practically, correct?
No, it's an assumption. It's an assumption, not insulated practically. It's basically at the tip the loss is not as much as you expect from a long fin.
Yes. So if you take this, for example, through this surface area, most of the heat is transferred through this. By the time it gets transferred, the available heat is very small here. So therefore, to develop a mathematical boundary condition, we assume, and don't tell if fin is insulated. No, it is never insulated. The purpose itself is to increase the heat transfer. Have you ever heard the word pre-ignition in IC engines?
Yes.
What is pre-ignition? No idea?
Not able to recall.
Koi baat nahi. It is the ignition of the charge before the initiation of spark. Okay?
Yeah.
So practically, how do you identify that the engine is undergoing pre-ignition? Abhi aapko bola ki bina spark plug ke, before the initiation of the spark plug initiate hone se pehle, before the initiation of the spark, if the combustion is taking place, that is pre-ignition.
Okay.
Right? So it is observed in SI engines. Can you tell me the reason for pre-ignition?
So basically, when the charge comes, when you start compressing the charge, the local temperature and pressure might be that high that it is able to reach its combustion temperature.
What is that term known as combustion temperature? You are using something.
Yeah.
Hello, I give you the short form, you give me the full form, SIT. Self-ignition temperature.
Self-ignition. Oh, sorry.
Kya ho raha hai?
It is a
What was your optional for civil services mains?
Mechanical engineering.
Mechanical, yaar. So I expect a lot from you. And your gate rank is 320, if I'm not wrong, correct?
Actually, it's IIT rank gate is 43. So
Yeah.
that's a lot more embarrassing.
And your roll number is 0. कहीं पे 0 mention किया. I didn't get you. एक बार आपका DF
Yeah, in 2018. So I actually no, it's not 0. Basically, I lost my.
Okay. कोई बात नहीं. Now, why Pelton wheel is a high head turbine, or Pelton turbine is a high head turbine?
So in case of the Pelton wheel, the energy that is converted, it's based on only the change, the kinetic. Yes, there is only the energy generated based on only the change in the kinetic head. So the high head is provided so that it comes with a high velocity, and then it could be used for generating the power. Whereas in case of the other turbines, there is a reaction involved. So
my question is not the input energy.
okay,
I'm not talking about the input energy. You are right. It is like the input energy is kinetic energy. That is okay. That is not my question. My question is why Pelton wheel or Pelton turbine is a high head turbine. No idea.
I guess if it's not a high head, then the amount of power generated would not be enough for its viability.
So, leave it. Modal sir, please take over.
Yes. So, Ujjwal, you are a very. I am showing one picture. Okay. I have to change my background first. And now it's visible. This one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is a case of pure shear. This diagram. So in the point of A and point of B.
Yes.
You can see there is no shear stress.
Yes.
So may I say that this point A and point B in pure shear? This is a Moore circle. Okay. I think we got it. What I am asking for. This is a Moore circle. Can tell me that point A and point B. Is it in pure shear?
No, actually, I cannot answer that.
Okay. So what is pure shear?
So the pure shear refers to a situation where there is no shear force and where there is only a shear force and not any normal force. But basically, when you see in point A and B, so the A point itself is at the point is at 0, but when you extend it and produce it along the center of the other side that we get, on the other end of the circle, it's not pure shear. There's a shear involved, and also the normal stresses are also involved. So that is why A and B, I don't think we will call pure shear.
Very good. Then if we draw a Moore circle for pure shear, how it looks like?
So in Moore's circle for a pure shear, the center of the Moore circle should coincide with the origin of a coordinate system. So at the point of the pure shear, there will be no normal stresses.
Yes. But in that case, also only 2 points will be there in the whole circle. Only 2 points will be there where pure shear will occur.
Yes.
So in this circle also, there are 2 points where pure shear is occurring. And why we are not saying that this is a pure shear?
Okay. So
just a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me just a minute. Okay, leave this. In strength of material, something known as proof stress.
I have heard of it. Yes, the proof stress.
What is proof stress? Why the term proof is coming into picture?
Proof stress is basically as a something that as becomes a benchmark when you start testing for a certain, when you start designing for something, that it's the stress that cannot be breached when you start designing.
Really, for any design, we need some theories of failure. Okay.
Okay.
So for the theory of failure, we need yield strength. So if in any test we are unable to find the yield strength of any material, then what we will do? Got it? What we will do? That is up to 2% of the strain. This is projected.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So
And
basically, in stress strain curve, at when you project a line at which is parallel to the yield strength, you draw a line at a 2% elongation, 0.2% elongation, parallel to the what you see in
yes,
stress, and a point at which it cuts, you call it a proof stress.
yes, yes. So what is this line called? This line parallel to this line, the parallel to which line?
The elastic region of
Yes,
the stress strain
elastic
curve.
line. Elastic line. And
Elastic line.
what is the slope of that elastic line?
The slope of the elastic line is the Young's modulus, the y.
Yes, yes. So if I ask you that how we can find Young's modulus by experimentally, then how we can find Young's modulus experimentally, not theoretically, experimentally, then what will be the procedure?
Oh, so basically, in this we actually take a specimen and use it for, we stretch the specimen with continuously
The
stating the stress
name
and
of the test is there, tension test.
tension test. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Standard size specimen, tension
and
test you have to take. Okay. Okay. Thank you for this. And now I am going to another thing. Something known as water hammer in fluid mechanics. Water hammer.
okay.
When water hammer taking place and how it affects our system in hydro plant basically.
So water hammer, I think, is related to when the so basically
Valve closing.
okay. So basically, when there is a slight amount of time that takes place between the closing and opening of the valves, and the water tries to rush out of it, and because of which it creates a strain. It creates a noise that is called a water hammer, and it affects the efficiency of the system as it creates the stresses.
You know, that is something known as surge tank, surge shaft, surge tank. In hydro plant, there is some surge tank, surge shaft. So surge shaft, surge tank. Why this is this we have to use that surge tank or surge shaft?
Actually, sir, I have not.
Okay. Critical speed of shaft. Turbine. Critical speed of turbine, not shaft. And what? Sorry, not specific speed. What is specific speed of the turbine? Specific speed. So what does it mean? Yes.
So specific speed of the turbine is basically the speed at which it will generate 1 kilowatt of power using a head of 1 meter.
Okay. Tell me, in we are studying vibrations.
Yes.
Okay. How vibration is harmful to the system?
So when you in a machine, when there are vibrations, they generate alternating stresses in the different parts of the machine, and which could lead to the early failure of the machines, which has not been anticipated when you actually are designing that machine. If you put it on a foundation which is vibrating, so that is why vibration isolation and foundations are made that way, so to absorb the vibration.
Okay. Technical question is over now. So we will give you feedback, and Ajad sir, please start.
So Ujjwal.
Yes.
So how do you feel?
a bit of a reality check of what I was at place in my head where I was. So yeah, I do realize that technicals have not been touched upon as they should have been.
So one thing you should have to keep in your mind, after end of the thing, you should have to jot down the things. What are the shortcomings you introspected? This is one point of time. The second thing, what the comment is going to by the expert over there. So if you can say, if you assemble together, you reach to the conclusion what ramification is required, what way you can improve upon yourself. Okay.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
so what you have learned, what is your reaction, you know it very well. You can
Yes.
introspect very well too. So you are a very, very bright candidate from my side. Personally, I am saying to you, you are very, very bright candidate. You are very vibrant. You are very augmented. But apart from your departmental, apart from the, you can say, attached with the system, you should have to come with the outer domain over there. What is happening to the world? What are the society? Because your more main motive, main objective of your life is what? Provide services to the community. Simple thing you have to keep in your mind. And you are going to be appointed as a prize post of the civil servant. The main motive of the government of India is that provided to the services of nation, and it is larger than life. You have to always think about a very larger and brighter, wider spectrum, larger than life. So you have a good quality regarding this one. Interpretation is quite good, but slightly it is hiccup. Why it is? It can be removed out, no doubt, undoubtedly. And the third thing, what is that? You should have to be very much positive and assertive, and you should have to stick to your point. As Kulkarni sir something asked to you, you sometimes withdraw, sometimes you can say show your hiccups, go start with that. So listen, it is the matter of what you are not listening the things in a very proper way. Mandal Sahib also asked the thing. You are not listening the thing to very, very properly way. Otherwise, everything is okay and keep it up. Thank you very much. You have a brighter career.
Thanks a lot.
Please,
Thanks a lot.
over to Sudhakar Rao, sir. Please.
Yeah, from my side, I would say that you have done really well. Your stands and your position that you take on a variety of issues affecting the society and community at large. Yes, a little bit of room for improvement there. You can definitely, but you did well. Compared to others, you did well. But for yourself, I think if you can work a little more on that, a little sharper, a little more assertive, it will be good. You are coming across as a smart guy, and you are cheerful as well. Maintain that and put your collar buttons so that your tie is placed very well out there.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Right. Wish you all the best.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, Ujjwal, I have a few suggestions.
Yes.
Azad sir started with like the meaning of your surname, and you straightly said ki no idea, no meaning. ऐसा कुछ बोले थे आप. And you should know at least. Definitely, these are general questions because these initial questions, if you answer well, na, your confidence level will improve. So this is one suggestion. Next is like you said, I'm sorry. At one stage you said like, sorry sir, ऐसा तो बोलो ना, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So this is not correct.
Total surrender is not good. Yes.
Okay.
और दूसरा क्या है ना, I'm not convinced and I'm not happy with your technical knowledge. You have to brush up. I'm not convinced with the technical part.
Yeah.
So there is a big room for improvement, and still you have ample time. See, work on those areas. So definitely you will do well, because already you appeared civil services mains with mechanical engineering. So I think your fundamentals are good, but you need to brush up. That's it. It seems you forgot things. So please do that. Otherwise, everything is fine. So all the best from my side. Okay. God bless you.
Thanks, sir.
Mondal sir.
उज्जवल, जो जैसे सर बोला है, सर एवरीवन को गाइड किया है, यू आर ए गुड कैंडिडेट, मेरे तरफ से तो मैं बोलूंगा बहुत अच्छा किया, लेकिन जिसमें कमी है उसको हमें इम्प्रूव कर देना है, करना चाहिए। और सिविल सर्विस का प्रिपरेशन, फिर इसका प्रिपरेशन, तो सारे प्रिपरेशन मिला के ऐसा हो सकता है कि आपका भी जो टेक्निकल पार्ट है उसका उतना अच्छा से पढ़ाई नहीं हुआ। तो इसलिए क्या होगा कि उसमें जो नहीं हुआ तो कर लेना है।
डेफिनेटली।
ठीक है, तो जब तक आप यूपीएससी तक जाओगे तब तक आप जो है उतना पढ़ के जाओ, क्योंकि ऐसा होता है कि यूपीएससी का इंटरव्यू बहुत वैरायटी का होता है। ऐसा हो सकता है आपको टेक्निकल क्वेश्चन पूछा ही ना जाए, ऐसा भी हुआ है। ठीक है, बट ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि आपको टेक्निकली पूछने लग जाए। तो हमें क्या होगा, हमें ऑल डायमेंशन प्रिपेयर करके जाना है। अब इंटरव्यू कौन सा डायमेंशन में जाएगा, जैसे हम लोग जितना टाइम आपको दे रहा है, यूपीएससी इंटरव्यू इसका हाफ होगा।
ओके।
तो फिर क्यों, हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि आपसे कुछ निकाल के आए कि कहाँ कमी है हम पकड़ पाए, तो इसके लिए हमें ज्यादा टाइम डिवोट करना पड़ रहा है। बट यूपीएससी में तो लोग आपको ही नहीं देगा कि आपका निकल का है, आपका निकल का आया नहीं आया नहीं आया। ठीक है, वो लोग उसके हिसाब से जिस डायमेंशन में इंटरव्यू जाता है उसी डायमेंशन में इंटरव्यू लेके फिर आपका असेसमेंट हो जाता है। ठीक है, तो इसलिए क्या होगा कि आपको ऑल डायमेंशन प्रिपरेशन करना है, और जो डायमेंशन में जाएगा उस डायमेंशन में आपको परफॉर्म करता रहना है। ठीक, तो आप प्रिपरेशन करोगे तो आपको बहुत अच्छा मार्क्स मिलेगा, इसमें कोई डाउट नहीं है। यू आर वेरी गुड, मतलब आपका जो लुक्स है ये है सब कुछ अच्छा है, बट टाई मेरे तरह ऐसे लगाना है। ये जो है ये आप ध्यान रखें, पर बाकी तो एवरीथिंग इज फाइन। आप प्रिपरेशन करो।
जी सर।
इंटरव्यू में क्या होता है ना, इंटरव्यू एक ऐसा चीज है कि आपका सिविल सर्विस का जो मेंस एग्जाम भी है, प्रीलिम्स भी है, ऐसा नहीं कि क्वेश्चन आया आंसर दे दिया हो गया। अब क्वेश्चन कुछ भी डायमेंशन में जा सकता है, तो इसके चक्कर में कहाँ पे ले जाके आपको लैंड कराएंगे तो ही जानता है। फिर पहले एक दो क्वेश्चन जब गलत हो जाता है कि स्टूडेंट पूरा मतलब एक दो क्वेश्चन जब नहीं बता पाता है, फिर उसमें और टेंस्ड होके फिर और गलती करके बैठता है। इसलिए ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि एक दो क्वेश्चन पहले ना है, और इंटरव्यू में सबको सारे क्वेश्चन नहीं आता है। आप कैसे उसको हैंडल करते हो वो देखना चाहता है, वो लोग देखते हैं कि आप उस क्वेश्चन को कैसे हैंडल करते हो। ठीक है, और कभी नेवर से आई एम सॉरी। ठीक है, सॉरी सर। ठीक है, दिस इज ओके। गणेशन ने जो बोला इसको पूरा ये रखना कि जो ये तो आपको, ये जो सर ने बोला है ये तो आपको यूज करना ही पड़ेगा, ये मान के चलिए। ठीक है, क्योंकि जब तक आप सॉरी सर नहीं बोलोगे तब तक वो छोड़ेगा नहीं ना, वो और आगे बढ़ता जाएगा और इसलिए वो वर्ड तो सर ने जो बताया आपको वो तो बिल्कुल यूज करना पड़ेगा, मान के चलिए। ठीक है, ठीक है, खुश रहो और जम के प्रिपरेशन करो, अच्छा से प्रिपरेशन करके जाओ तो आपको एकदम आप फोड़ के आओ। ठीक है
जी, थैंक यू ऑल फॉर योर टाइम, थैंक्स अ लॉट।
थैंक यू
God bless you.
God bless you, all the best.
थैंक यू।
All the
Thank you,
best
sir. All
and
the
bye.
best. You can exit the call.